Hey guys, this is Charlie with Show Nation. We've landed in Bryan, Texas today at BCR Ventures. We're going to catch up with the Rogers family, and we're introducing this as a new segment known as the Producer Spotlight. We hope you get something educational out of it, and we hope you enjoy it. Hi guys, this is Charlie with Show Nation, and we've caught up with the owners of BCR Ventures, Caroline and Brian Rogers. So we'll let them talk about a little bit more about themselves and their background and their hometown and how they got involved inside this industry. So whichever one wants to take the lead.
Okay, my name's Brian Rogers. I grew up in Big Sandy, Texas, a little town in northeast Texas, north of Tyler, about 30 miles. Got involved with agriculture. My parents kind of lived between three dairies. Neither one of my family was in the dairy business, but that's kind of how I got my start into it, seeing the dairy industry. We had three dairies within a quarter mile of our house, so we always had friends that had cows and doing this and that and fence and anything kind of stuff like that. Then it all kind of changed my freshman year of high school. Went to take an ag class, had a awesome ag teacher named Tina Rosenbaum. And the very first week of school, she asked me, did I want to go to a cow show on Saturday? I said, sure, why not? I got nothing else going on. Went to a cow show, and it all started from there. Came home, told my parents, I said, hey, I've got to have a show heifer. And so we went out, we found one. Wasn't a very good one. It was kind of a donated deal, and it blew up from there and blossomed. Showed all throughout high school. I think my senior year, we had 15 head of steers and heifers on feed. Then from that point forward, when I graduated, went to Stephen F. Austin, did my BS and my MS there. Really still liked the ag side of it. Thought I wanted to be a college professor, so then I came to A&M and did my PhD. Got done with my PhD, and I went to work for a Red Angus operation. Worked for them for a few years, and then came back to College Station and worked for another operation down in Southeast Texas, down in Angleton. Then had the opportunity to go back and be a college professor. Did a college professor for about a year, decided that that was not the life for me. So then I went to work for the American Gelbvieh Association. I worked for them for about 2.5 years, really enjoyed the job, got to see a lot of the countryside. Had 13 states and a territory, went from Texas to North Dakota, was kind of the central US. Really exciting, fun job. Then had the opportunity presented to me by Lazy MC Angus out of Canada. They wanted me to come on and be their US operation manager and be more of a partner versus an employee. And really liked the offer, and it took off from there, and that's where we here are today.
So didn't grow up doing cattle at all. I'm actually from southeastern Indiana, Greensburg, Indiana. My family owns one of the largest registered Angus herds in Indiana. But I had nothing to do with the cattle. I showed horses. I was homeschooled and grew up showing horses, American quarter horses all over the country. Came down here to A&M on a equestrian team scholarship and haven't left. Met Brian after we both had gotten out of A&M, and that was kind of the first time I jumped into the cattle. Like I said, had not done any of it really until then. And after we'd known each other for about 3 months, we went to Canada to Agribition. That was kind of my first cow show experience, and just has really gone from there. I love it. It's been very similar to the horse show stuff that I did. You know, it's a lot of particular, and you really have to keep your eye on every little thing in daily care. And it's a lot of what I did with the horses. It's just kind of flipped to, you know, long hair versus short hair, and brushing forward versus back. That's what I kind of always tell people. So I love it though. Brian probably tells you I'm maybe pickier than he is some days about the cattle. So
Awesome. Okay, so then obviously y'all didn't grow up per se with a large operation or an operation of this magnitude. So obviously there was some kind of thought that went into starting this kind of operation. I guess if y'all both could start, kind of what gave y'all the idea to start y'all's own beef cattle operation, but also some of the challenges that y'all inherited along the way trying to get this part started?
I think the first year we had our female sale down here, Clint had told me to come up there, pick out 10 heifer calves, and we brought them back to Texas. And we actually kind of subleased through some friends, Paul Malsby and Lorna Pelton. We had to sell in their barn the very first year, and it went extremely well. We were super blessed, had an awesome sale, and it was really interesting to see the enthusiasm about the Red Angus breed and being a part of it. So then me and Caroline got to exploring things and what can we do to make it bigger. Obviously we were still living in town at the time. So one of the challenges is we didn't grow up with having thousands of acres handed down to us and tractors and trailers and trucks and barns and all that. So I think the biggest challenge for us at our age has been the startup cost of everything, from buying a new place and having land to be able to run cows, to trucks, trailers, barns, and everything that goes along with it. I think that's been the biggest hurdle for us to overcome, but it's been a hurdle that we have been able to overcome.
A lot of learning curves.
So I guess when you're starting to be a startup basically and you're running into these kind of obstacles, some of the most economical things to do is take technology and put it into y'all's favor. What are some technology, equipment, or per se, maybe you have an electric, hydraulic chute, I don't know, or what kind of science technology also do y'all use in order to give y'all a leg up and try to play catch up with the rest of the other producers that have already been established for such a long time?
I think one of the biggest things that we've used as far as technology that's helped us get ahead is embryo transfer. Mm-hmm. It's allowed us to fast pace versus just a conventional AI or herd bull calf crop. The ET side of it has allowed us to get to a lot of calves really fast on the ground that are high quality. And we've used both conventional and IVF, had successes with both. We probably have better success with our conventional ET. That's been probably our biggest, I think, attribute or success that we've had, is being able to use the ET stuff.
One thing that I think we also are very blessed with is our partnership with Lazy MC, with Clint and Angela Morash out of Canada. You know, they've been around for almost 30 years, been in the Red Angus breed, and on their facility there in Bassano, Canada, Alberta, they have an ET facility, they have a bull stud, so, you know, that is something that is daily for them.
Right.
And they really can see the benefits and get things down here and put in embryos and fast track kind of the next grade in the Red Angus breed.
Awesome. Okay, well, since y'all have already started a business and y'all have been successful, what's something that y'all would tell another young producer, something that would help them if they're thinking about starting their own operation, or is there some kind of a little tidbit of advice that you would tell them, hey, I wish I would have done this way, or I wish I could redo this part, just in a simple startup business? What's something that y'all think y'all would?
I think we'll both have different answers, and they're both really good answers. I will say be willing to sacrifice, and if you're starting out, whatever many hours you think you're going to work in a day, take it and times it by 10. Because I will say that for us, I know it.
I call it a 36 hours a day, 8 day a week job being out here.
And both with us, we've given up a lot. You know, we have lots of friends, they vacation and go here and there and stuff, and even with us, we didn't have a honeymoon. We got married, we left, and we went
Still
home.
haven't.
Yeah.
Almost 4 years later.
Sorry to bring that back up.
Throw that out there.
Yeah.
Not that I'm expecting it.
But we literally left our wedding, we went home and we built fence because Clint was sending 10 head of show cattle down to us for the national show at Fort Worth that year. So we had to get home and get fence built for the traps for the cows to go in. So I will say be willing to sacrifice a lot. A lot of personal life's going to get sacrificed, and if you're willing to do that, I think you can be very successful.
Well, I mean, I think what I'm going to say follows a lot with the trend of him. My dad always told me growing up, you know, marry somebody who works as hard or harder than you do. Mm-hmm. And I definitely have that with him. You know, I have a full-time job in town. I work for the Texas A&M Foundation doing fundraising for Mays Business School at Texas A&M University. So to me, this is a night and weekend job. Or I call it a 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. job. And weekends, but he's here full time, a lot by himself. His parents are retired and they're fabulous and help us out tremendously. I mean, we couldn't do a lot of the things that we do without them, but you know, it's a lot of him and the cows, and it would not work if it wasn't for his work ethic and his passion. And if he had come to me and I didn't think that was there, however long ago since we bought this place and even started having the sale, I think I really would have said, let's reevaluate. But I knew that the passion and the work ethic and the drive were there. So to me, it was I'm not gonna say a no-brainer yes, but it was a much easier yes than it would have been otherwise.
Okay. So obviously I had different answer for this. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I think y'all have another different pair of answers. What is the most, I guess, not necessarily the shining, well, I guess it would be the shiningest moment for y'all individually as far as BCR Ventures? What's one thing that really sticks out in your mind that's a really valuable memory, or something that really, when you think about it, it's like, wow, that we did that, or something that you just really would think you'll cherish forever, and what really makes
Can I
it hits
answer
home?
first?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, I'll probably say when Lindsay won Houston Junior Show in 2016. It was with a cow. I mean, she's out in the pasture out there with a calf at her side that was actually a wedding present of mine and Brian's from Clint and Angela, and then seeing Brian's daughter get to go take her and go win with her on that kind of scale, and with a calf at side, you know, that's not as common down here in the States.
Right.
In Canada, that's the big deal. I mean, you show pairs. I mean, that's what wins, and to see that was kind of a little bit full circle for me. So
I think that was going to be a partial part of my answer was, you know, Clint and Angela giving us as a wedding present, us having the pick of any of their heifer calves that year, and we picked that one and that one winning. But 2 years prior to that was another female that had come from Clint and Angela, and she won Houston also as a pair. But that female not only won Houston, we call her Firefly 36Z. That female has set a foundation, cornerstone for this, our ranch, our property, everything that we've done. That female, we won Houston with her. We sent her back to Canada. She'd have been national champion in the Canadian Junior Angus show up there. Would have gone on to win a bunch of other shows up there. And as a pair, of course, as always. And with that being said, that following spring we sold, that was her first calf, we sold that bull calf to CMEX and AC Red Angus for $38,000. With that being said, now Benelli has sired calves in Russia, Argentina, in Australia, Canada, the States. I think that's a huge cornerstone for us, and I get calls all the time from across the world, hey, Benelli's doing this, he's doing that, and just loving the bull. And that's pretty special to me to see. That was kind of the first, I think, cow pair that we had as a family, me, Caroline, and Lindsay. And to have that bull come out of that first calf heifer and go on to do what he's done, and
to see what she's done. I mean,
yeah.
She has 2 AI sires.
Another one being Hollywood out over that we just sold semen rights on him to Australia this year to the Bolton family.
And then we have 3 of her calves in the sale that are all phenomenal. I mean, there are times that they make a pose and Brian and I will look at each other, we're like, well, that looks just like Firefly when she was a baby. So that part's really fun to see as well.
So you're leading me to my next question. We're starting to talk about production, and you've already talked about some of the technology that y'all utilize in order to, you know, catch back up with other people. When y'all get to the point of trying to market these animals and put them, you know, into sales or trying to get them sold, what are some platforms that y'all utilize BCR that has really been helpful or has really given y'all the most market opportunity since y'all are a startup and y'all are smaller compared to other people? What's something that's really been helpful for y'all?
I'll let Caroline probably answer that because she does a lot of our website, social media, stuff like that.
You know, I think today's age, you have to use social media, but it helps to have great cattle, right? I mean, it's a lot easier to sell great cattle, and so having females, we kind of taglined unintentionally, females with a future. You know, yeah, we're selling heifer calves, but like we said, we pick out heifer calves and we show or don't show them, but we see them go on to be great females, great cows, and in production. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You know, that's what owning cows is all about, is
right.
Putting them into production. And so, you know, we have a fall female sale and a spring female sale, and we do them online. This year, like, we're doing it on smartauctions.co, which is the first year that we've done that, but we are more than pleased with everything so far. You know, we do some private sales and stuff on bulls and some older females, but well, like I said, at the end of the day, the fact that we have, or I feel like we have a solid cattle with good genetics that are going to go into production and be good cows, good bulls, herd sires, go to work. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
I think one of the things that's helped us a lot is our Facebook page. Social media to me has become huge, and not only relying on social media but print advertising also. I mean, certain magazines that we'll run in, like the Cattleman or Red Angus Journal, that, you know, a little bit of advertising across the board between social media, cattle partners, sponsored ads on Facebook. I think that's helped us get our name out there and get going and getting recognized quickly and fast. I think you know, today's society is all about instant, and you know, with those kind of platforms, you can have that instant gratification and seeing it and being right there in front of everybody's eyes real quick.
So we've already talked about what BCR does here as an operation, and altogether this is going to be known as an input, and for an input there's an output, and in the next segment we'll talk about the output known as their sale, and we'll talk a little bit more about them and what they got coming up. So we've already talked about the production side of BCR and the operation and the style that it is. Tell us a little bit more about the sale that y'all got coming up here in the next couple of weeks.
One of the sale features that we're going to have in this sale is the pick of the 2017 bull calves from Lazy MC. That's something very unique to this year's sale. We've never done it in this sale before, and we thought about offering it up, so it's going to be a pretty interesting deal. We've always done it in the production sale up in Canada, so this year we're going to offer it down here and see how it goes for our customers, and we'll have customers, you know, from Canada to Australia to wherever bidding on that, and it'll be a pretty interesting highlight for us.
So could y'all give me an overview of the sale and the type of animals that y'all got coming up in this sale?
I think this is a very unique set. This is the largest set we've ever done. This is we've got 24 of them in this sale that are Red Angus or Black Angus, and I think the phenotype is a little bit of everything. I've had several people come through and look at them, and they've all said the same thing. If you can't find one in this sale, there's not a type and kind for you. We've got one bull that's up and coming. This is his first calf crop for sale, bull called Razor. Razor's a pretty unique bull to the Red Angus breed. He's a total outcross sire. He's Schaff bred, so Black Angus top side and bottom side, but he's a Red Angus bull. So this is his first calf crop, and we are super pleased with the calves that are out on. We've got bigger frame ones, we've got moderate ones, we've got shorter ones, we've got cowier ones. We've got it all. I think there's a little bit for everybody in this sale. I think that's what's going to be pretty unique about it.
Okay. So for anybody, you don't have to be inside of Texas, surely, just to be a customer for the sale. What's a way that they can get a hold of the sale and the information so they can continue to look up some of the lots that y'all got?
I'll let Caroline explain some of that.
So if you want to go to smartauctions.co, that's .co, the full listing will be offered there. You can look up videos, pictures, supplement photos, and then also all of the embryo semen lots and the pick of the 2017 Lazy MC bull calves is all listed on there. Doesn't close until September 28th, and we have no problem shipping cattle anywhere in the US or Canada. It's not a problem at all. We're very accustomed to it.
Awesome.
All right, hey, what's up, Show Nation? Thank you for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We just got done talking to Brian and Caroline Rogers. They really told us a lot and taught us a lot about how they run their company here. And also, to share this video, hit the share button if you're seeing this on Facebook, but also if you want to see the full version of the video, the elongated version, then click on the link and you can watch it. Charlie, do you have anything else you want to say?
Don't forget about their sale coming up on smartauctions.co, and don't forget to subscribe and like, and we'll see you at the next one.
Redo it.